Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. Well, here we are. Another day has begun. It's about 5:30 in the morning. I got quite a bit done off camera yesterday. As I told you, I was going to work a couple of more hours. Ended up working till about 8:15 and then called it quits in game, and then let time come on forward to 5:30 in the morning. So got a little rest, ready to get back at it. And let's go ahead and recap what we have done. As you can see, we've got a field starting to ripen up here. I planted all of this. Went ahead, went over here to field 24, 23, as you saw, we slurried that. And then I did go back over here to 39 and slurried it as well. So all of this has been planted in corn, so that will be used for the BGA, and we'll get that done. And that's about it. I went ahead and cultivated these two fields in, got that done. Those are taken care of. So, well, excuse me, 28, 29. They got cultivated in. They're ready to be planted. Have moved the slurry and everything up to 30. So I still need to do 30 and 12. They need to get slurried under. I'll get that started here in a minute, and and then we'll move on to something else. But just to bring you up to date with that, it looks like we can be starting some harvesting now, because we are on the way. So might be getting that set up. We'll get Finn and his buddy over there and get that started. So lots to do. Plus we got livestock to sell today. So let's get at it. And I guess we'll start by going ahead and getting the harvester out and getting it ready to go. We can go ahead and move it into place and be getting ready to do a little harvesting. So anyways, so what else is happening in the world of farm sim? Big announcement today. I have talked about it enough. I went ahead and purchased a Track IR. So I'll have that by the end of the week probably. And yeah, we'll have that to play with soon. Alright, gotta pick this guy up off the ground. This is always annoying. I gotta pick it up so I can put it on the trailer so I can take it over to the field. It would be nice. I don't know, I think I can get this one out of here. Going over to that small field, I can get it out of here. It's getting it back over here, which is the issue. So we'll just drive it over there. No biggie. Hopefully there's no traffic coming. So yeah, we'll be setting Track IR up later on this week, and I will have that, and I'm looking forward to it because I think that is going to really change the way I play the game, especially forestry, because now I won't have to use a joystick to move my cam around, or at least that's what I believe. And that'll be kind of cool. All right, so we'll head on up here to our field. And of course, we had to make our turn in here and squeeze in between the sign there. There, got it. So yeah, our barley's looking good. So we'll get that harvesting, and what I'll do is I'll set this guy up on auto combine, let it roll, and do the harvesting with it, and probably just put a trailer over here and manually unload this field. I don't have to really come over here and tend to it too much. Let's look, make sure. Yeah, we still gotta wait on this top edge though, so I'm not doing any harvesting just yet. So we'll just set it here and forget it for a little bit. What can we do in the meantime? We got a little bit we got to take care of in order to do that harvest. I gotta go clean the trailer out over at the BGA and get that taken care of so we can use the trailer to harvest with. So let's go get it. Look at all the canola. Lots and lots of canola. So yeah, my thought on Track IR is once I get it, I can unassign the view on my joystick. And that way I won't have those issues when I'm doing forestry of letting off and my camera going all over the place. That'll be nice. But at the same time, I think I'm going to buy a couple of joysticks this week as well. And have those to do some forestry work with also. So, yeah, spending a little money. Just something I've been thinking about doing anyway, so might as well go ahead and pull the trigger. Alright. And to be honest with you, one of the reasons I'm really buying Track IR is I've gotten back into playing Flight Sim, and I really wanted to have it for that. I spent some money on some software this week for Flight Sim and picked up a few more mods, and it just was like, man, I really want Track IR for this. So yeah, I thought, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get it, and it'll work across for me. You know, probably start playing a little bit more Euro Truck because of it. Oops. Alright, this guy's got a trailer load of silage in it, so we just gotta dump it out. And then we'll take it back to the farm, and, you know, just for giggles, I think we're gonna go ahead and buy ourselves a pressure washer and set it over there at the field or at the farm and pressure wash this guy before we put grain in it, because it's been sitting here with all this rotten grass the whole time. So and in all honesty, as long as this has been sitting, it would be bad. But again, we're throwing it into the BGA, so it doesn't matter, right? Oh, just missed it. Alright, I'm going to speed up time just a little bit to go ahead and get that thing cleaned out so we can go ahead and get everything out of the trailer, and we still can't get it unloaded. Seriously? Come on now. There we go, it's empty. We can get out of here. So that was another 15,000 or so into the coffer. So I think we'll take this guy over here and we'll wash the trailer out so it's not full of grass and everything, and get it all rejuvenated, and that way it can go in and start harvesting grain. And then we will jump over and sell off our livestock today. Because we've got a full load of pigs, a full load of beef, and a lot of chicken too. At least a full load of chicken. I think we're up to 80 something chickens, so plenty of chicken. Alright. So into the farm we come, and into the store we go. I don't think I've ever purchased the pressure washer for this farm, so let's go ahead and get it. And I want to put it somewhere right in here. Let's drill down a little bit. See where we can put it. I'd like to put it right over there with the water hose. Can't put it anywhere in there. Well, that stinks. This is one thing I hate about these placeables. You can never place them where you want them. That's way out in the middle of the way. But that'll work right there. Alright. So, now all we got to do is back our trailer in there. Alright. So, we'll get this thing cleaned up and we'll move it over to the field, and yeah. I rarely ever clean my vehicles, y'all. It's but this is just one of those things. It just kind of seems like you would do this. I mean, if you had, well, actually, I don't think you would really use this trailer unless you took it and really cleaned it up good before you went into the field and harvested. So I think you would go in, put somebody on the inside of it, pressure wash it out really good, get it all good and cleaned up before you did a harvest with it. If it was potatoes or something else, maybe not. But it is grain that we're going to be getting, and I just think it's good to clean it up. So, alright, so that's that. Looks good, doesn't it? Am I going to do the tractor? No. Nope, not going to clean the tractor. Alright, so we'll head this over. And a nice, clean, shiny AgriLiner to go get cereal in. Alright, and we'll just park that there. And that'll be good. Alright, so cool. So I see the word cereal a lot. I don't know if y'all realize that. I've always heard it referred to a lot as grain referred to as cereal. So that's the reason I use that term a lot. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this guy in motion and let him do his thing while we do our thing. So we are in field number 30, and he's just gonna continue on the same old process. I'll have him start southeast corner, I guess. And we'll have him head to the west. And again, we'll do 3, and we'll do it afterwards. I'm kind of digging headlands afterwards. Again, I started doing it because somebody called it to my attention and got me to thinking, you know, probably ought to be doing the headlands afterwards, especially with the new with courseplay the way it is now. And so I've gotten into it, and it's actually been kind of cool. And now the one thing I'm gonna mess with courseplay, and it dawned on me the other day. Part of my problem with that corn harvest might not have been courseplay. It might have been, and keep saying courseplay. It's drive control. It's not courseplay. I was wondering if I had all those blank spots in the field because of drive control. We had those big splotches, but I got to thinking about, you know, that corn seeder. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to work wherever you have at least plowed the ground. You can't do no-till with the corn seeders. But you see how I've got this little spot right here that's not right? You know, this field has been, it's been plowed, but that little spot right there was missed. Well, I'll probably get it with this cultivator, but the cultivator will sometimes leave little spots like this. And they're just about the size of where I had all those blank spots. And somebody might be able to tell me this. Does the soil mod make you have to have cultivated ground, or can you seed straight into plowed ground? Now again, remember what I'm saying here. I'm saying corn. I'm not saying with the rapid seeder, which has the cultivator on it. So obviously that's not going to matter because that's going to cultivate the ground. But I'm wondering, does the soil mod take into consideration planting in uncultivated ground and having an issue with it? Because my understanding on that corn seeder is if I brought that corn seeder right now into this field and planted it, it would work because it is a planted or a plowed field. It does not say it has to be cultivated ahead of time. So it's something I'm curious about. Somebody might give me some insight into that if you know. I'm going to look at the harvest from this field and compare that to the harvest of, or I'm going to see what happens with this field plant-wise, because I purposely left some places that with the cornfields that are planted over plowed only ground to see for sure that they grow in, and then I can compare that against, oops, stop driver, back up a little bit. I almost forgot to add in my my refill, which I've already recorded some of this stuff. I save y'all from me doing it over and over and over and over and over again. So so yeah, when I did my cornfields, there's a couple of cornfields on this map. I purposely left some spots in there that were plow only, and then seeded into them to see how they grow in, to see that they do grow in, just to verify what I believe to be true. And then that way I can then come back and do the same thing in with the soil mod and see if I get the same results that I'm thinking I got, which would then mean that in the soil mod you have to have your ground cultivated before you plow into it, or at least use something with a cultivator on it before you plant. So just a theory I'm going on. And I don't think I destroyed nearly as much crop in those areas as I think I did. But I also purposely overseeded some areas to see if they grow in with after running over them during the initial planting phase. Alright, gotta remember how to open this trailer up. So, come on, beefies. There we go. Y'all load up into the trailer and we're gonna go for a ride. There's a new American cattle trailer out I thought about getting and using a little bit, but again, it's hard for me to justify buying any other trailer to use on this map just because I don't want to spend the money. I'm cheap. Probably going to, though. I'd like to get something that holds a lot more. That American style cattle trailer holds a lot. And that would be nice to have. So this episode is gonna mainly be headed to the selling off some of the pigs and the beef and the chickens. We'll get those done. We have 113 chickens that need to go to slaughter. And then we have, I want to say it's 30, 38, 40 pigs and beef. It might be more now that we've actually gotten into a new day, so let me see. That's not the right button. There we go. 37 pigs. And now we're down to 22 beef because I just took a full trailer load. Which I only get 16 at a time on this trailer. Definitely gonna have to get a bigger trailer. I mean, there's just yeah. I think that US trailer holds like 60 or 70 at a time. Because it's your typical livestock trailer that we see here, like I've talked about before. It's double decker, and it's, you know, the height on it is just high enough for the animals to get into. It's got the either aluminum or galvanized sides on it, and yeah. So early morning, first run of the day, going to the old butcher's here, assuming they're at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. That reminds me, there's something we need to do that we haven't done yet. There we go. Alrighty, so we take the top off, drop the tailgate. Oh, I forget, I actually have to tell them to unload on this. Don't I? Wait, nope, that closed. Help menu, unload. There we go. Off they go. Hey, while we're here, this is something we've not done. Let's repay our loan that we owe, which is $150,000. Let's repay it. Come on. Repay it all. So we owe everything and we don't owe anything. There we go. Uneventful, but taken care of. And I know most people don't do that, and so you keep having that interest payment every day. Although the interest payment is a joke, and it's not really enough to worry about. I still like to get it done. Goes with my lifestyle, you know. I don't borrow money, and I don't even own a credit card. Just don't believe in it. I did it when I was a kid, and trust me, I accumulated a lot of debt, and when I finally got out from under it, it changed my perspective completely, and I I don't borrow anymore. If I can't pay for it, I don't need it. And that's sort of the way I live my life. But yeah, it's a good way to be. I like not having debt for one reason. When you don't have debt, you're not a slave to anybody. If you got a job that you hate, but you gotta go to it every day to pay the bills, then you're just stuck there. If you got a job, you got some money put in the bank, and you've got a situation where your bills are paid, you've got a little money in the bank, and your job is just horrible, you can just kind of look at your boss, give him the finger, and walk on and say, I don't need this. So, and that allows you to do the things that you really enjoy in life, not just be a slave to the grindstone. So, and you could do something like farm if you really absolutely loved it. But then again, you're probably going to put yourself in debt, so doesn't necessarily work out, right? So yeah, I do have some bigger livestock trailers that I could use. And I've talked about it before. Alrighty, the top off and drop the back down. Alright, takes a while because the flaps have to open up. Come on, kids. Get in the truck. Did I not hit the trigger? There we go. You hear that sound? It sounds like it's slaughter, slaughter, slaughter. No, I'm just kidding. Load up, load up. So, alright, let's head on. And, oh, kind of drove into the ditch there through a telephone pole. That'd be a $5 fine. Would have done tore up the front of the Dutes. So I'm thinking about unloading these guys and getting some new tractors just to bring some new life to the map, some new equipment. I think we've killed this map, and we definitely own it now that all the debt is paid off. So all that's left at this point is just continuing to farm it. Try some different things out. They've been good tractors to us, They are getting up there on the hours. This one's got, I think, 81 hours on it. So this must not be the one we were mowing grass with all the time. That one's got some hours on it, doesn't it? I don't know. We might just add some new equipment in, period. I mean, again, we are going to buy some more fields. I had an epiphany when I was planting field 39. I'll pull it up here in just a minute and show you guys what I'm thinking. I definitely think there's a killer field there to be made. There's two fields that I think we're going to make here in the near future, meaning after this harvest. Maybe even during this harvest we might do some of the prep work might be getting done on it, but alright, so those are going to start to unload. Here's what I'm thinking. 23, 24, there's some trees right down the middle of it. We cut them down, chop those up into wood chips, and we plow that and make that one big field. 40 and 41. I'm thinking we purchase those. It's just grass strips in between them. There's no ditches there. So we could actually go and cut that whole thing. It would make this into one big long stretch through here, and then a dog leg right here. So I think that would kind of be cool to make that into one big field. So we would have that combined. I'm almost tempted to go into the map editor and take these stupid trees out right here, so I can make this into one field as well. So I don't know. It's just thoughts. I kind of like to just make this something different, you know, put some bigger fields into it. I tell you what, I mean, this map has a lot of cool little. I like the look of it. I like the feel. I like the beef and the cattle and everything on it. But again, and I've said this before, I think the map designer fell short on all these little hokey trees that they put on it. I really wish and that more of these trees were cuttable, that you could, you know, chip them up, even if they were the big trees that you've got to cut all the tops and everything, and you know, that you can't use a Ponzi on to cut them down, like the one right in front of me. Even if more of them were that, I would much rather them than those cheesy, you know, placeholder trees that are on here that look, you know, like I've always referred to them as paper mache trees, but it would be cool to have the, you know, more trees on it. And if I had the patience to sit down in an editor, I would do it. I would go in and take them all out. Like if I was going to play it more, I would take all of them, all those horrible trees out, and replace them with trees that you could actually do something with. And but I just don't have the patience, because the Giants editor is not the it's not the friendliest editor in the world as far as how you do things. The movement in it is absolutely horrible and drives me nuts. So if I could move around in it and it was a little bit easier to place things, yeah, I'd be in there just tearing all the trees out of this thing and putting all the new ones in. Alright, so we should have another load of beef here. Let's verify that. And just 6. You know what? I'll let them live for another day. When I got a few more, then I'll come back and get them. And we'll just come over here and get the piglets out. They're in here. Come on, piggy piggy. Where's that trigger point at? It's gotta be right in here somewhere. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we got piglets coming in. Loading up. We'll get a big trailer load of them. And then I think we'll run over and get us some, I think we can get 24 in here. Well, it's more than that, actually. Wow, 32. So that's almost all of them. So that's going to leave us with just a handful of piglets. Yeah, 5. So we'll go get chickens after this. And we'll get going. So we're actually starting to earn our money back on all these. The chickens seem to work at a ridiculous rate. So again, but you know, they're pretty expensive. So you gotta work your way through them for a while to get your money back. It's definitely, I think you get better return on your investment on the pigs and beef than you do on the chickens, but it is what it is. Alright. So I'm thinking up in here we might not even do corn. We might do a different crop. We might come in here and do, I don't know, sunflowers or something that we don't do all the time. One of the multi-fruits. Might do that. Look at me, I'm just nailing these speed breakers, you know. Full speed. Yeah, who cares? They're kind of silly. All right. So I don't know how much longer we stay on North Brabant. We have done 2, 3, 4 episodes. So I could go ahead and start the harvest and move forward with it. Or we could move on over to Colborough and get some work done on it. So I'm not really sure which way to go. It'd be nice to do some harvesting videos after all of the planting videos that we have done. So we might take a couple of day break, do a little bit of Colborough Park Farm, and then come back and do a little bit of harvesting, and then do a little bit of planting on Holzhausen. So I'm not really sure. Let's just kind of fill that one out. So we'll get these guys out of here. While they unload, let's look at where we're at. We still haven't made any progress on that field. So I might have jumped the gun on the harvest. It'll probably, like, right after I finish recording this video, it'll probably go ahead and mature. Yes, I could go ahead and fast track time a little bit more, but yeah. All right. Piggies are out. Off to help Colonel Sanders out. So, to the chickens we go. What else? My my okra has started to come in here at the house and on our little farm, and I have to tell you, it's one of those things that I love and I dread. I dread when the okra starts to bloom and come out, because it's a non-stop cycle. It's just like you pick today, you pick tomorrow, you pick the next day, and it's like you pick this section today, and then tomorrow you're going to pick another section, and then you're going to pick another section. And so if I pick section A today and I pick section B tomorrow, I'm doing section A the next day. It's every other day you're back in that same plants to pick them, because I like to get my okra about the size of my index finger, no bigger. You start letting them get any bigger than that, they get really, really thick and really, really nasty. So yeah, so now it begins, and it'll be like this all the way through the end of August. And every other day I gotta go out there and pick. Well, pretty much every day I gotta go pick okra, but every other day I'm picking the same plant. I'm just keeping at it. Alright, looks like we got all our chickens loaded. So pull up our gate here. And again, remember, the trick is they won't load unless you have the top off the trailer. Just want to ride back here and look. That's fruit. That's our water, which is starting to get low. The manure is inside there. I guess I gotta go drive into the chicken pen to get that manure out of there. That's kind of silly. I noticed the other day that it had a ton of manure, and I'm like, well, where's it going? Now I know where. Alright. So we'll take these guys over here, get them sold off, and I guess that's probably going to be our video today. I didn't really plan on the whole video being selling livestock, but I forgot how much of it we had to unload today. So anyways, but we're right there on the borderline of doing harvest, so we can come back and do it. So yesterday we did the Zunhammer 28750, and Frito-Lay's jumped on the site yesterday and gave me a link to a Zunhammer 2700 that will, if you want a bigger sprayer that will actually take the injector, the 2700 will actually take the injector. So appreciate him stopping by and giving me that little bit of insight. If y'all haven't checked out Frito's YouTube channel, he does a very good YouTube channel. Alright, so we'll get these guys sold off. The parade just cracks me up. It really does. The fact that they walk off of the truck into the grocery or the wherever, you know. That always is funny. Alright, so we got one more load of chickens to go grab real quick. And we'll be done with them. For at least another few days. And then they will beef up and we'll be at it again. But we're doing our part to keep the community fed. Pig, beef, chicken, somebody can have a good holiday. Oh, caught it. Just barely caught the yield sign. I thought I swung out enough. That's the thing about coming in here. And one of the reasons I use this trailer versus a big trailer is because it is so tight getting in here. I did try it with I've got a legal livestock trailer that I was going to use when I first started this, and it was so big. It was just a pain to try to maneuver it into here. So yeah, I didn't realize it, but this whole thing is all manure for so we got to get it cleaned out at some point. Not that it really matters, but you don't want it sitting in here the whole time for chickadees. There's probably a feeding session that needs to be done. I was looking at the water just a second ago. It's kind of getting on down there, so we'll probably need to fill it up. So we'll probably need to do some maintenance on my livestock. Alright, that's the end of our chickadees loaded up. So let's get that tailgate up and we will get going. So I haven't figured out where I'm going to put my greenhouses at yet. Kind of reaching that point where we got to do something with the manure. We might as well put some greenhouses in. We own this little grass field right here to the right. I could actually throw them in there if we wanted. But we also have that little green 6 is right there behind the grain or the grasses and everything. We could put it in there as well. So I got to look at that, figure out where we're going to put it. This field right here, we could make this whole field nothing but greenhouses if we wanted. There's really no access into that field. I don't think I've seen one. I forget where I went to get into it to mow grass, but it looks like that barbed wire fence is all the way around it. Alright. Last trip to the grocer, butcher, slaughterhouse, whatever you want to call it. Selling off the chickens again. We'll get them unloaded. Alright, so I think tomorrow we'll take a break from this map, maybe. And we'll pick back up on Culborough, do a little bit of work on it. And then we'll come back and harvest this particular thing. The harvest on here we'll be using the case, and then but we're also going to go ahead and purchase that new New Holland DLC forage harvester and the corn head for that, and we'll do that for that. By the way, there's been a lot of opinions on that forage harvester head. One of the best ones I've heard, and is probably right, that New Holland corn head is a skinned version of that Kemper head. And I don't need to go over there. I don't know what I'm doing. And it was expressed to me that maybe the reason why you got two heads in there was just more of a licensing deal, you know, since they were going to put it in there, because New Holland basically, when you buy a New Holland forage harvester, the header you get from them is nothing more than a skinned, you know, painted and logoed head for the Kemper. So it was probably a deal where to put it in the game, they had to put them both in the game. When you purchase, you know, a forage harvester over in Europe, from what I understand, you have the option to get the other head, or you can get the branded head, whichever one you want, which I'm sure you pay more for the branded New Holland head in real life than you do for the Kemper head. So that might be what it is. Again, that's a theory. I'm gonna park this guy here in this yard just for now. It'll eventually work its way back over to the livestock facility. I don't want to keep it over here. I'm trying to keep this agricultural, and it won't hurt to have it over here, though. We're not really running low on space yet, so you let me go buy a few more things than we will be, though. Alrighty. So that's done. So we'll figure out what we want to split in those last 4 fields. I'm not really sure yet. Input from you guys be appreciated. What do you guys want to see planted? We can do some sunflowers, some oats, rye. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. And do we want to do potatoes again? Oh, good lord, that took forever, didn't it? Sugar beets, something like that. Just let me know what you guys want to do. Like I said, but we'll be away for a couple of days from this field and this farm, but we'll come back and hit it again soon. What's going on here? Oh, that guy's out of slurry. He needs a refill. So, yeah, that's kind of what we'll do. And we'll pick back up when we get back to it. And hopefully by then, this field will be harvestable. Well, it will be, I know. And we'll start getting it out. We'll get the barley, then the canola, and then finally we'll be down here getting our silage, or I mean our chaff going. Alright guys, thanks for watching today. That's going to do it for this episode. Another one will be coming at you tomorrow, so if you like this one, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel. I do new content every single day, so come on back tomorrow and we'll do it again. Until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.